That's how you start a fucking show, Pepe. That's how you do it, Pepe. Thank you very much. Let's get serious business. It's time for the Inside Star Citizen review. Oh, I'm live now, Pepe? You mean I'm supposed to be working? There's no working here.
Yes, you're not gonna hate me.
No, there is no working here. It's fun time. It's fun time. Hi, welcome to DG360. I don't take myself very seriously. Neither does my audience. No, they don't. Some people hate me. It's easy to. I'm bald. I have a soul patch. I can reinforce the stereotype of being a caveman. It makes you feel better. It's like watching an episode of Jerry Springer. All right, so are we ready for the Inside Star Citizen review here? I'm telling you, tonight, the thumbnail was very professional, and the title grabbed me by the cojones. Thank you, Tech. There's my brother Tech right there. He's feeling it. I'm feeling it. We're feeling it together. Don't be worried. Don't be ashamed. This is what we do. We touch one another here, and if you don't like that, you can leave. I enjoy it. All right, so this title really grabbed me. Really grabbed me by my no spot, and it said Inside Star Citizen. Well, I knew that part was going to happen. But Settlers of Stanton. Now, Settlers of Stanton reminds me of my first vibes towards Star Citizen. Like, I'm becoming a citizen. Like, I'm imagining what the game's going to be like. I'm still imagining. Sorry. I had to. It was too easy. But it gave me that good kind of vibe, like I remember watching the Imagine video and I was like, man, I seriously need to check out this game and what's going on. And Elite Commander or Elite Dangerous, Elite Commander. That's actually what the game's name should be. Elite Dangerous, X the Dangerous, and All Elite failed miserably after Odyssey. But I knew it was failing way back when Engineers hit. And that's when I started to look for a game, like something else. And then I saw the Imagine video and I was like, wow, I'm like, this is great. And I was gravitating towards it. And I said, okay, like I'm in it to win it. It was a hangar and arena commander. And I'm like, all right, I guess this is all we get. Today, all the kiddos, they complain, oh, this isn't done. This isn't done. That's not done. I'm mad about this. I'm mad about that. But they don't even understand like how we all started, like the OGs. Like we literally only had a hangar. An arena commander. So, when the PU came out, it was a beautiful dream, It was like, and we loved all the bugs and we loved everything. When we got in it, we were like, of course there's going to be bugs. This is a game in development. And then after time, people just got upset and like I got upset. I get upset. But like I'm an adult, so like if I get too upset, then I'll just gravitate to another title, play it for a while, come back to Star Citizen like any rational adult does, But I've seen progression, and I like that progression, and it's slow, but it's dedicated and it's transparent. And honestly, is there another developer out there doing it this big, promising these types of promises? Is there anything else more exciting in game development right now? I mean, okay, in VR, there's a lot happening, but for this genre right now, for the classic MMO sandbox, this is the vibe I felt. This title here, Citizens, the Settlers of Stanton. I was like, okay, that's a cool title. I'm hooked. This kind of reminds me of my first vibe. So let's watch and let's see what we got to see here. Thank you, Trip Out. That's exactly what I said. Christy says this is how I normally speak all the time, and there's only a few people that can really decipher what it is that I'm saying. To most people, that's how I sound. I understand that.
Populating the surface of Star Citizen's planets and moons is no small endeavor.
Awesome.
From the tiniest of easy habs to the largest of landing zones, creating new places where players and NPCs alike can gather to buy and sell, collect and trade, create and destroy, oh my, is essential to our continuing efforts to expand gameplay opportunities within the persistent universe. And with the upcoming Alpha 320, members of the Montreal Sandbox team are doing just that.
It's a party. It's a party tonight. I'm feeling it, Rev. I'm feeling it. Thank you so much, Rev. And thank you, Trip, by the way. I didn't thank you properly for that resubscription. 26 months like a boss. 6 months for Rev. Thank you very much. And, of course, Tech, those 400 biddies, which I'm going to use tonight in an undisclosed location.
With the newest edition of Derelict Settlements.
Since the last time we talked about these derelict settlements,
it's a party tonight. Listen. It's a party tonight. Thank you very much, Trip. I appreciate you, bro. Predator mounts.
we've been progressing quite well. We started with maybe one settlement last time we spoke, and now we're up to about 15 fully fleshed settlements with a unique look, narrative, and theme around them. The longest part is just finding a theme and then scouting these really epic locations throughout the maps, throughout the planets. And then we try and match the theme. Okay, what theme fits with this location? Let's say we're looking at cool mountaintops with really nice vistas, cool sunsets that are like on the side of a lake or a river, or just a little like a water source on the top of the Alps with like snow and everything. So we come up with these themes, and then we come up on the side with these really cool locations, and then we just like, okay, what can we match together? Let's find a cool name with them, and how do we make these unique settlements? You could easy see yourself like spend your life with your wife or your husband or whoever you want to play with, and just take it easy.
Yeah, man, it's great. I mean, these views, this is amazing right here. I had somebody comment on one of my videos, and they're like, yeah, but it's not Unreal Engine 5. And I was like, yeah, well, if you understand the history, they can't change. They just can't like change to Unreal Engine 5. It would be the end of the entire project. You know, like you can't do that with an engine, you know? So like we have Star Engine, and I will say that looks beautiful. Oh, Predator mounts. It's a party. It feels very corpo at this point. Trips. Every time he does that, Predator mounts.
My third favorite settlement would probably be the one beside the lake. It's a small settlement, as if like one person had to...
Okay, wait, Trip. I was just teasing. Listen, we gotta watch the show, bro. Thank you. It is a party tonight. I'm feeling the vibe. I'm feeling it.
A small little ship. He was by himself. They landed in the woods, but near enough to a little lake. And he's like, I'm going to make this little, almost like a fishing cabin on the side of the lake and live this
I want to live there.
Life.
That's where I want to go.
A few little cabs that are just like basically for shelter, for like shaded areas where they maybe has a little workbench.
They got my vibe
or a little
down.
Table that they're making like crafting elements. He also did like a little dock so you can like fishing, maybe fish there at night. We planted a couple little harvestables as well along the coast of the water. He has his little house to himself. He builds as he wants. Maybe players can come and visit, but it's like a really social kind of small little settlement where
we need all those things. I love the chat. I love you guys. Limitless is like, we need more flat surfaces for vehicles. And then Oz says, we need roads. Whew. Dudes, hold on. Give him an amen.
Yes, sir. You're not gonna hate me.
Do it, Sig. Listen. They watch, they're hearing, voice it right now. Whatever you want. I would like blowjobs in the game.
Yes, sir. You're not gonna hate me.
Some type of no spot haptic module, if you will. I mean, that would be really good. Can we do that, Sig? Can we do that?
Living, if I crash my ship, that's what I would probably do. Just make my one little shack and build a little dock and just look at the sunsets at night kind of thing.
Woo, man, I need some fishing time. For real. Oh my God.
The next most visually advanced one, we nicknamed it Cable City. There's a lot of wires, so they connect a lot of the solar panels, the windmills to all their habs. It's like overlooking this really cool lake down below.
There's going to be more and more of this
to bring
as
the
the game
humidity
continues.
aspect into it. So the terrain, we tried to make it a bit more muddier. We had like tracks of vehicles that went by. The terrain is just a lot more worked, a lot more detailed. So it just makes it, it feel like, the people are are working there, or there's vehicles going by
We need
on a
tech.
daily.
We need tech in the game, right, Trip? Right. So this again, like this is going off of last Inside Star Citizen review that we had. I said we have to be careful here, being Cloud Imperium, and what we're putting the lens on. What are we focusing on, right? Because every time they don't focus on these core issues that people are having problems with, people are going to get more and more upset. More torches will come out. And eventually, Jared, I know you watch, dude. Listen, I'm very happy to see all this. Like, I really am. I love it. I loved seeing the game develop like this. I love seeing more places added. It's great. Giving the artists work, you know, great. People getting paid in real life, great. But we want the lens focused on the issues that we're having in game. Period. Can I get an amen to that? I mean, that's where the focus needs to be. Am I right or am I right?
Yes, sir. You're not gonna hate me.
What's up, Ash? Ah, Predator mounts, Predator mounts. See, this is what would happen if I became a corporate puppet. Like, this is, you got to be careful. This is why I gave you guys a blood oath that I will never have those shill ads during my videos. Predator mounts.
Basis, they're probably scavenging like a ship that's nearby. We haven't really placed a ship for that one, but like it just story tells really well. That is just a really badass vista with the clouds and the lake and
Can't take
the
ourselves
fog
too
that
seriously
lifts up
here.
in the morning. It's just a really nice one that came together super quick and super well.
Welcome
so
to
I'd say that one
DG360.
is probably the second most fleshed out that I really enjoy, really like.
It looks beautiful, man.
The kit and all our object containers have been growing exponentially, which is making our work a lot faster.
Oh,
We're
wow.
a bit more efficient, and we can use
Really
our
true.
Rastar tool to populate these settlements a lot quicker. We're building these kits as we go, so like every new settlement
Good,
or every new
good,
theme that we find,
good.
we
Faster
find that we're
production.
missing little elements for like pathways, some visual keys that makes them a little bit more unique.
So many.
So as we go, we're
So many
increasing the size of the
types.
kit because
Holy
we keep
shit.
adding a couple more per settlement.
Good.
As these settlements grow, we get to also share with the new settlements that come in. So
This
we're
is
able to
great.
do really small settlements, but also go into these really, really large settlements where it's almost like fortresses or small villages. But now we have some that are like fully fortified. We have added gameplay like where we can take King of the Hill.
I'm
We have other
excited
ones with,
about
like,
that.
turrets, defense walls, security gates.
I'm
Like,
excited about
everything's
that.
still in
That's right.
build, kind of.
This portion of the stream brought to you by Predator Mounts.
Kind of shape, a bit more like Mad Max, where it's not abandoned, but like they use ship parts, and
Yes.
these things are still decaying.
Here's the thing about everything that's being built here, and I do agree with Trip on this one. He says, I really think these should be able to be destroyed, these structures. And in essence, man, I would love the game to be that way, but I don't think we're going to get that. I would like that with player-owned stations, outposts. I think we can get that. I think we can get destructible player-owned station HABs and HAB modules. I think that's a for sure thing. When we see these types of areas, I think these are dedicated. Nothing's going to happen to it. That's just the way it is. But I would like to see the HABs that are player-owned being able to be destroyed.
over time through the harsh weather conditions on these planets.
Yeah, that would be cool.
These
Limitless
settlements have
says
been like there
that
for-
would be cool. Limitless says I want people to make these capture zones. That would actually be really cool. Creating dynamic events. Wow, Gator, what's up, man? What's up? Oh, touch the Kuatu hands. It's a party. It's a party, Gator. Touch my Kuatu hands. Thank you, Gator. Thank you, dude. I think that this was what we were talking about last week on the morning show when we watched a River Grit video, and he was talking about having more dynamic events where PvP and PvE kind of commingle together. Really good video. Just check that out on the channel fresh today, hot and fresh today. We talked about it. So check that out on the channel if you're interested in that.
for like 100 years. Others that maybe the spaceship just crashed and like they just started building a village for the last couple of years. Some people would make something that's a bit more fortified to defend against nature and all the elements. Maybe some people would make like a bar
Man.
just to invite their friends over, expecting
The
to be rescued
vibes.
soon enough,
Oh,
I guess.
dude.
Or within the
DG360 Clubhouse, man. Can I get an amen? Dude, DG360 Clubhouse. Dude, I need to find it right now. And we're going to have a party, guys. That's right. It's a polka party.
Du hast dich gefragt. Du hast dich gefragt. Du hast dich gefragt.
I'm sweating. I like it. I'm feeling the vibes right now. It's good.
Next several years. So we have like a bunch of farms, we have greenhouses, we can have like hostile, and we can have also just social settlements now with a lot more assets to play with. My favorite settlement or outpost that we
Everybody loves asses to play with. Is that what you didn't say that, Pepe? He said assets. Oh, okay.
created so far
Sorry about
is
that.
the one deep in the forest. We nicknamed it like Ewok Village. Basically, you crash in the forest, so you're using all
Ewok
the,
Village?
what's
Holy
around you, the
shit.
elements. So there's a bit of lumber. So we're bringing a bit more organic
that's
feel
like-
to this settlement. I could definitely see myself building a nice little
It does look like Ewok
town in
Village.
there that's nice and protected. It has
Zub,
these little
zub.
half barricaded walls made out of lumber. And it has all these drapes, these fabrics, these tarps that are playing in the wind.
It was a
You have
sad
these old
moment.
windmills that are in the background with fields of crops that they grew, but also it's a bit of like overgrown vegetation at the same time because it's not like lined up perfectly. It's just like this little savage garden that you can
Savage
pick some
Garden.
berries to survive or whatever.
Great band name.
You have these big greenhouses during the
Big
winter season that you
greenhouses.
can actually
Great band
grow
name.
stuff. You can also use these as harvestables. The player can go visit the greenhouses and just pick some things and add it to his inventory.
Absolutely works.
And it
There's
really
a Walter
customized
White citizen over
the
there.
art direction for each angle. So when the player approaches the
Right.
settlement,
Again, Trip says again, like this is on people's minds, and again, Cloud Imperium, we should focus this lens. These are all beautiful places. I loved seeing what's going on here. Don't get me wrong. I love watching this. This is fantastic. I love it. But Trip is saying this has nothing to do with spaceships and flight mechanics, which are at the core of this game. Other people would say server meshing, which is related to the physics grid. There's so many issues and problems and core kind of issues that we want the lens on. So be careful, Cloud Imperium. Start taking a lens, Jared. Start taking the lens and focusing on these issues to kind of satiate people like Trip and others, myself included. It's going to start building up. It's going to start building up.
we really have like either a big ship carcass that you can actually like go through, and then it showcases like the whole settlement to the player's eyes. And on other side, it just
Also a
shows like
great
different
band name, Gator.
elements and different little habs in the areas. So you know, like, okay, this is the farming side of the village. This is the more like the town hall or like this little bar side. They have like really nice paths that are developed.
It's whatever my org wants it to be. I'm laying it down there, and I'm going to make that my party house. No one's stopping me.
But when there's mud, we put like little metal plates and panels so that the player, like, you can tell like it's clearly a path.
That's not
And
the
we define
town
the main
hall.
player paths.
That's the party
so
house.
it's a lot easier for the players to navigate, find like the lootables. So it just feels a lot more alive, this one, because we spend a bit more time. And this is basically our benchmark that we're aiming for. So it would be the forest
I'm
settlement.
loving the chat
My
down
favorite.
here. I'm loving what you guys are talking about right now. Keep it
So
up, guys.
yeah, that's wraps it
great.
up pretty
Have
much
that voice.
for the
Get it
settlements
out.
where we're
I
at.
love it.
They're evolving quite rapidly now with our new systems and our new tools. So we actually reduced the size of the team because we don't need as many
What's up, Austin?
artists, just because our kit is actually quite large now. So with just a handful of artists, we can really produce like a lot of settlements within a couple-week period. I'm super excited to be able to show the players and share the awesome art that we've been creating over the last
What's up,
several
bro?
years, actually.
Good to
and
see you.
yeah, I'll see you on
Sláinte,
the other
bro.
side. I'll see you in the verse. Have a great one.
Now, before these settlements arrive in the upcoming Alpha 320, there's still the little matter of Alpha 319, Invictus Launch Week, and a new vehicle manufacturer that's making its debut at this year's event. And even though the big reveal isn't until next week, let's go ahead and have a quick chat with John and Will to see what we can squeeze out of them maybe a week.
He listened to me. I said he was looking like, you see what? I'm getting all fanboy over Jared right now. Jared, listen to me, everybody. Listen, last week I said he was looking tired, a little bit haggardly. I'm like, we need to do something to pep him up a little bit. And look, this week he's got himself a nice trim, the beard trimmed. You know, he's got a much cleaner look. He's like, I'm cool. I got this. Can I get a Jared? Way to put on the professionalism, bro. way to put on the professionalism, man. You got to, it's a high bar right now. We've got a new studio. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep these in that sweet spot around the 15 minutes in the length. That's what she said. I don't know why that would be what she said, but
Week early.
We have a lot of ships and vehicles in our game now. We're getting very close to, if not over 200 now. Keeping brands with a consistent theme is important because it helps immerse you in the universe. You see a ship of a certain style and role, and you go, that's that manufacturer. And having consistent brand and manufacturers helps players give that initial read on what that vehicle is going to be. If they start branching out into every category under the sun, it sort of dilutes their visual identity and also their lore background. So having brands and sub-brands or entirely different brands helps strengthen that narrative. You look at it, you know, hey, it's that brand, it's going to roughly do this thing.
Dudes, I wonder how many people this brings in. Invictus, all the free fly events. I would love to see data. Is there data out there that shows like how many new players come in from these free fly events? Like, I would love to see that. If anybody knows, put it in the Discord.
So this was kind of a journey that started back when we introduced the Misk Razor, a racing ship underneath the Misk brand. And so we created this lore for them.
What's up, Noob?
Hey, CEOs of the company.
Since Noob is here, Noob knows just about everything. Listen, Noob, do we know, we need data. Like, here's the data I would like, and I think a lot of other people would like. Do we know how many people are brought in from these free fly events, you know, these events that we have? I would love to see data or numbers to see, like, how many people are actually coming in from it. I'm just really curious.
He had a real passion for racing, and so he kind of charged the company with coming up with their own version of the racing ship, which ended up being the Daedalus.
Yeah, I would imagine so. It'd be really interesting to see those numbers
as that CEO had hoped. A couple of years later, the Razor came out, and it was another attempt at them. The company itself was so excited and charged by the creativity that
essentially us, you know, like essentially us, people like us are their marketing. Like, if you think about it, like a large percentage of the marketing really is just coming from people who've been covering it so long. I think, my personal opinion, obviously they're spending money in marketing, but like I would say like word of mouth through like content creators like us is primarily like how this game has been marketed around so damn much, you know.
Out of developing the Razor, especially when paired with their
I don't have any numbers on that
technology sharing program, they created a new division company, Mirai, pushing the aesthetics and the devotion to quality that Misk is known for into bold new directions.
Mirai is essentially a performance brand, and performance is quite a wide-ranging category. So not only do you have things like racers come under performance, but also more militarized and very obviously military-focused ships as well.
So while Mirai might have gotten its start in racing, that's not going to be where it stops. There's a lot of possibilities for where we can take this brand in the future.
In introducing Mirai as a brand, it also gives us the opportunity to look back at the existing lineup of Misk ships and reevaluate whether they do still make sense to be in that brand or move to the new Mirai sub-brand. And as part of looking at this, it was clear that the Razor series was the ideal candidate to move under Mirai as a brand.
Yeah,
as part of the conversation, we were also looking at the Reliant and with its cool kind of hybrid cockpit and the way it rotates and really uses Xi'an tech, we were like...
I like what Noob just said right there. He said, yeah, this show is fun. We have a ship that makes no sense, so we make a new company brand to fix the plot hole. And now they're going to have like a whole new, you know, bunch of ships for that particular brand. They're just going to plug it in. They're like, okay, now we got to make ships that look like the Razor.
Like, would this feel more appropriate as a Mirai ship? And going back and forth, it really was feeling more as an industrial workhorse that would fit better under the Misk brand. So the Reliant and the whole lineup of those ships will be staying with Misk. What kind of excites me about Mirai as a brand is this idea. We've seen this kind of blending of human and Xi'an technology already in Misk, and one of their charges is going to be taking it even.
It's going to be a more Xi'an mix. It's going to be a more Xi'an than human mix. It's exactly what this Mirai company is going to do. It's just going to be like a more, like Misk is more human than Xi'an, and Mirai is going to be more Xi'an than human. I mean, I'm just saying that's probably how it's going to go.
Even farther. So the idea of these human ship designers looking at this Xi'an tech and saying, where can we take this? So it'll be really exciting to see what directions Mirai can take the grounding that Misk has provided them and take it even farther. So that was a little bit of info about our latest ship manufacturer, Mirai. I'm very excited for them. And if you want to learn more
That's a great song,
the
Wix.
new brand and the ships they're developing, make sure to join us at Invictus.
It probably will have the Xi'an back scratcher included.
So what did we learn this week? Well, we learned that there are about 15 new derelict settlements, each with their own look and narrative that are being added to the Stanton system in the upcoming Alpha 320. That more and more will be added in subsequent patches and provide new opportunities for gameplay across the surface of its planets and moons. And that there's something new in the future of Misk when Mirai arrives at Invictus next week. What is it? They'd be furious if I said.
Slow-mo. We want slow-mo at the end. What's going on here? What? You guys are giving me spoilers. What's going on? Now I'm looking. I can't see. My eyes are terrible. I got
For Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee. Thanks for exploring the process of game development with us. And we'll see you all here next week. Yeah, so the package arrives and it's my new helmet and it's supposed to be wearable, you know, and everything. So I put it on. And it's a miracle that it fits. And Chris is there and he digs in the box and finds this bag of like 20 pads. And I'm like, what are those for? And he's like, well, it's probably so normal people with normal heads can wear it. And I'm just like,
dude, it's somebody who has a very large Irish head. I'm Irish and Italian. And I got like the mixes of the worst sides of both sides of the genetic spectrum. Like I got the large Irish head, the very kind of white, pale Irish skin. Although I have been outside a lot. I'm looking much more tan these days. But anyhow, listen, like I said at the very beginning of this, the lens has to start focusing on core game mechanics and issues. People are starting to get a little bit upset out there. I'm feeling it. And the last 2 episodes have been anywhere but on those issues. So the lens, we need to have a serious talk, Jared. You need to start focusing on these. And we need to explain to people what's going on, be a little bit more transparent. And for the love of God, still waiting on Tony Z, still waiting on an economic talk, you know, these types of things. And, you know, otherwise, I think you're going to continue to hear this type of sentiment elevating. This voice will get louder and louder and louder. I can feel it in my chat. I can feel it in my comments for my Star Citizen videos. There's a tension going on here. There's some tension starting to go on, and the filter or the lens, if it will, has to be pointed directly on those issues and talked about, period. All right. Now let's get to the after party.